Do you see the problem with this dryer? I didn't either until recently, and it's not what you think. Let's take a closer look at something you are likely missing that's increasing your risk of fire from lint from your dryer. I hope that most of you watching this video already know that you have to take out your dryer lint trap and clean all the lint off of it to make sure that your dryer can breathe. That helps it make sure that it's as efficient as possible when it's drying your clothes. Also making sure that the lint catches in, because that prevents lint from going out into the ductwork that exits your house. However, there's one small thing here. When this dryer filter vent goes in to catch all that lint that I didn't see before, and it's right here. Let's look closer. Absolutely clean after every use, but take a look right here at the smile of this filter. The other day when I was drying a set of sheets, I noticed that one of the sheets caught this edge and was all twisted up, and I thought, gosh, this dryer is getting old, this filter is starting to get in the poor position, and it just won't seat all the way down. And I tried pushing and I didn't even think anything of it. I clean it routinely, I'm very careful about that. However, what I didn't look at was what is down inside. Real quick before I show you what I found, let me give you a quick reminder lesson on how a dryer works, because you might not know. Over here on this side of my dryer on the bottom is a heating element that runs the fore and aft length of the dryer. Over here is actually a fan. Now that fan and the way it's set up is actually in the middle of the airstream in your dryer, very much like the furnace or air handler in your home, where it's drawing air in from one space, which is right here through the vent filter, and then out through the back, which is where the ductwork connects to piping that goes and blows it outside. So as that fan runs and is drawing air through this filter, it's actually pulling the air through up there in the top, right there, and that is pulling air through that heater element up through the filter, out through the fan, and out through the back. Very similar to my video I did that I'll post up here on air filters, and I talked about structure of the air filter and making sure that it was strong so that when it seated down it didn't bend and let particulates get past the filter. The same problem is happening here. So when I'm pushing this filter down into the dryer and this side isn't seating, what's actually down inside is a whole bunch of lint over the last, I don't know how many years, and it's holding this filter up on this side just a little bit. Now there's a channel that it sits in, and the problem is if it doesn't sit all the way down, that means that some air is able to get underneath past that filter, which also means some of the lint is getting down past into the fan and out into the ductwork. That's bad. Right here on the front, you'll see a bunch of debris, and that's normal because that's the air inlet from the dryer. When we look deep down in there, you see all of that lint and, unfortunately in my house, cat and dog hair, and it does extend all the way across where that filter sits, and that's what's preventing that filter from getting all the way down. Right over there is where the air goes out after the filter on the clean side, and I can definitely see that there's been some debris and lint and hair that's going out because that filter's not seating properly. To see how dirty it is inside, I'm going to use my bore scope or inspection scope. I'm going to fish my camera down inside, and we're going to take a look at all that debris that made it past the filter. And I want to look at the fan and see how bad the fan is from a dirtiness perspective. So I'm going to use a long screwdriver here from my toolbox to try to scrape all that stuff, just loosen it up into piles. And then I'm going to use this gripper that we use in mechanic world to go down and grab things, and we'll see how much we dig out. A quick mention, any of the tools I'm using in this video are my own, but I did throw Amazon affiliate links in the description below in case you want to check them out. Also, please remember, like, subscribe, drop a comment down below. What do you see here that I'm not seeing? It really does make a difference with this small channel that I do by myself for you guys to try to help it grow. That was a lot, and I'm not done. Feel like a surgeon, but not as cool as a surgeon. However, I am preventing my house from potentially starting on fire. Piles are getting smaller. All right, are you ready? And that is everything that was preventing that filter from seating. Isn't that wild? Just like in your furnace, your filter has to seat properly to make sure it catches all of this and not get it into that fan, get it into the ductwork, get it stuck in the ductwork, and potentially cause a house fire. I shoved my bore scope all the way up inside of here. It looks like there's, up by the fan, there's some kind of a little catch that is mostly clean, but as I pull back out, I did notice there's some different piles here. I think I can reach my arm up in there and get those. So we're gonna put the filter back in, close the door. We're gonna kick the dryer on with a little bag around that outlet in the back. We're gonna try to catch as much of that stuff as we can. Keep in mind when you do this and put this bag around the ductwork coming out the back, you can't hold it completely tight. Air's gotta go out. Yes, it will make a mess. However, I've got a maid to help me clean up afterward. Stick around. You hear that? Forgot to take my tool out of the dryer. Very little actually came out the back, which is good. Now let's take a look at the ducting going outside. We are going to shove our leaf blower in there and blast it out to try to clean it out as much as we can, but let's take a look first. Now I do have the ability to turn this scope up and down and change some camera angles. Yeah, there I can see down to the outside. There is a little bit stuck on the sidewalls. I'll see what we can get out just by blowing it, because it is 95+% open. So I'm just taking my Milwaukee M18 leaf blower on fast mode and stick it inside the duct. I'll wrap a towel around there, give it just a little bit of tape so that all the air flows through the duct. We'll hit it and we'll blow all that stuff out. So I'm trusting myself greatly and literally hanging my camera out the window. You can see right over here is where my exhaust is for my dryer duct. Go ahead and hit our blower right now. That's hard to tell on the small screen how much is actually coming out. You can see all kinds of dust and debris flying, so I think we're getting some good clean. After blowing out the ductwork with the leaf blower, I can definitely tell that it's cleaner inside of that duct. I do see a piece hanging way down at the outlet. I'll put my ladder up later and see if we can get that out of there. By the way, when I'm doing ductwork like this, I use actual foil tape versus duct tape. In my 10 years in construction, this is significantly better as far as being able to go around curves like a flex pipe, just to be able to get all those little nooks and crannies. We made quite the mess. I did take my leaf blower and blew out behind the dryer and the washer, and so man, we have a lot of stuff here. I could certainly take that broom clean up, but Tori, can you come help, please? I need the laundry room cleaned. That's what we have a maid for. Where's she at? I never know where she's at. I'll send her a message quick. Hey, can you come clean this laundry room? It's a mess. What can I say? The girl likes to clean. Good job. Thanks, Tori. So there you have it. Make sure not only do you clean your dryer duct, but you also clean underneath your dryer filter. Don't forget to check out some of my other videos. Also, all the tools I've been using, links are in the description below, including Tori. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Comment. It makes a big difference to me. Thanks for watching another Learn from Dad video. I appreciate it. I'll see you on the next one. Stay curious, friends.